Hi, everybody. It is Friday, so you know what time it is. It's happy hour. I've got a special guest for you today, Westwood, and Bix Weir from Road to Ritter will be popping in, stopping by, saying hi. So you guys grab a drink and let's see what's going on in the world. Happy Friday. Hi, everybody. I am Litecoin Lisa. You guys also know me as Lisa Mighty Davis, and that name came from my amazing daughter, Mighty Mia. We have a family foundation, and we honor her life every year. And this year, we are going to be having an event, the Team Mighty Freedom event, Freedom Celebration, and we are honoring a champion and a warrior this year. And Bix Weir and the Road to Ruta crew are our champions. And my dad, my pops, is our warrior this year. We're asking you to come join us in Oklahoma City. You can get your tickets if you go to teammighty22.eventbrite.com, and you'll learn more there. So you guys join us in Oklahoma City. Come to my hometown and hear about freedom and the inspiring story of Mighty Mia. We'd love to see you there. Hi, guys. Happy Friday. Cheers.
Hi.
Hi, Bix. Or can I call you Bixie? Like,
did you
calls
you tell me a different time?
No.
Do you know what time it is?
It's 2 p.m. your time. It's 4 p.m. my time. Unless you're traveling and you don't know what time it is.
I don't know what time it is. I looked up Central Time, and I thought it was 4 p.m. your time. So it's 4 p.m. there, huh?
Yes. Are you in Arizona or something where they don't change the time or something's weird?
I don't know. Maybe I'm
So
wrong.
here's the other thing. Time is changing because the White House is putting out Christmas ornaments, and Lowe's or Home Depot, one of the two, is putting out Halloween ornaments. They have a 12-foot skeleton. Why can I not hear Westwood? What is going on?
I don't know. It's I just looked up Central Time and it says 3:16.
Nope, it is 4:16 here.
What am I looking on then?
Westwood, I can't hear you at all.
I had to unmute my on my
side. Bix, and I can hear.
Tell him to hit Clint, hit unmute on your side. Can you hear us?
I can hear Bix and I can hear myself. Why can we only not hear Westwood?
He's
miming.
Does it have unmute on his thing?
I don't know. He's going to go out.
Calling in again. All right. So something's going on in the universe because I'm clicking right here. Central Standard Time is 3:17 p.m.
Also, when I logged into StreamYard, they said that YouTube's out in Brazil completely.
Now I can hear.
Oh, Westwood's back.
All right, now I can hear. Can you hear me?
Jeez. I can hear you.
Okay. You can or can't?
Yes.
Okay.
5x5.
All right. You know, sometimes you wonder if you drink too much. How are you doing, Bix?
I'm good. I now it's what? So it's 4:15 where you are right now, right?
It's 4:17.
Yes, 4:17. 17, Bix. 17. It's very important. 17.
All right. I'm just here sitting here. I thought I had like 45 minutes, but that's okay. Let's chat.
We're so glad you're here.
Life, freedom, the pursuit of everything good on the
everything good.
Day drinking.
Good. I'm so excited. Had a great reading with my friend Phyllis the other night, and I couldn't wait to tell you what Papa had told me to hurry up and buy more silver, that what we are anticipating, the shift that we're anticipating, is happening by September. And she specifically mentioned currency.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I would just advise everybody that if it doesn't happen by September, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Did she say it's September 2022 though?
Hey, you
I'm just
listen,
saying.
negative Nancy's. I have the
I'm just
power
saying.
to do this to you. I can do this to you. So be good.
And you're going.
Help me! I'm in purgatory. Help me!
I know, right? It's like
Oh
some
my
kind of
God.
Willy Wonka thing
No.
where it gets sucked into the machine and small and I don't know.
No, I'm telling you guys, this is happening right
telling
now.
you.
And let me do a little argument for why.
But what does it mean? I mean, what do you mean? Does that mean silver's going to go to $6,000? What does that mean?
So Putin just said no Bitcoin for his oil.
Domestic transactions though, right? Wasn't it just for domestic transactions, I think?
Oh, maybe so.
I
So
think it
maybe he's
was.
still accepting Bitcoin for his oil. It's just domestic transactions.
I think
don't know.
that's what it said.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Well, I'll go back.
I don't believe anything I hear.
I know.
I don't care who says it. If you start by not believing it, you're going to do just fine in life.
Great point. And that is what Uncle Cliff warned us. He said, as we went into this fog of woo during this time, he was kind of like, go ahead and listen to everything, but keep an open mind. Don't get attached to any one thing, statement, or even an identity or person or idea of a person, because we're just in the fog of woo right now as we go through.
Mm-hmm.
And don't win any stupid prizes.
Don't win stupid prizes.
Yes. Don't win stupid prizes.
You're going to have lots of opportunity as people take to the streets very soon to get yourself in trouble. And now's the time to, let the crazies go crazy. They got to get it out of their system. You don't have to get caught in that shit.
Speaking of which,
man sees trouble and gets out of the way.
They're announcing or releasing the suicide hotline today. I think it's 988 is the number for the suicide hotline if people are struggling with things. And I think that's because they're about to release more Big Ugly, as Uncle Cliff was calling it. And I think it's going to really mentally jack with some people.
I know a lot of, being in California, I know a lot of people that it doesn't matter what they're going to announce. They've closed their minds and their eyes to anything other than what supports their understanding of how life works. So it doesn't matter how much stuff comes out about. Now, I don't want to get you in trouble because this is on YouTube, and I just got kicked off YouTube.
Yeah, the guy that just got kicked off for a week. He's going to get on your channel now.
I saw that. I'm sorry.
It was great, though. Truthfully, it freed me up to be on BitChute and to do interviews that I hadn't done in a while. Like, I sat for an hour with Dick Allgaier and Penny Kelly and Jenny Moonstone, and we had a blast. And on my channel, I was posting right on my own website, which is wonderful. It got people to look at the roadshow stuff, and I could talk about anything. It was so freeing. And
everybody go to roadtoruta.com. There's a link in the description where you can see all of those videos. You can sign up to get all the insider private road.
There's get a free silver coin coming out. You get the silver coin, right?
The silver coin, which I can't wait to see and get my silver coin for next year or for this year. It's for 2022, right?
It doesn't have a date on it.
Because it's
timeless.
If you
sign up this year for your subscription this year.
As long as we have them, we did a limited run on them. So as long as we have them, we will give them out. And as long as the price of silver stays low, as soon as the price of silver starts to run, we're going to stop giving them out.
Well, that's going to be about September. October.
I wanted to ask you about that since we're talking about silver and, silver running first, right? Isn't that what Cliff says, Lisa? Silver will run first. Okay.
It does.
I look at it right now because I look at back in 2018 in December when you saw the bottom in the last cycle and you saw Litecoin at $25 and we had the snippy indicator kind of like we do now that, I'm going to sell it and buy it back, and all that. It was $25. And at the time I'm like, man, I think I'm going to trade some silver for some Litecoin. And I actually almost did it. Because at the time, it was about a 2-to-1 ratio to where you could get 2 silver coins, take 2 silver eagles, and you could get 1 Litecoin for it. And I'm like, man, that seems like a really good deal. Well, that just hit here recently to where you could take 2 silver coins and get 1 Litecoin for it. And because when Litecoin starts moving, you're looking at, 10-to-1, even 15-to-1, to where you can take 1 Litecoin and buy 10 ounces of silver back. So, I mean, looking at that ratio, I mean, between old sound money and new sound money, I mean, when I see 2 silver coins for 1 Litecoin, I'm like, I think I'm going to trade the silver for the Litecoin. Maybe not the best move, but
well, remember, silver's been price suppressed for 150 years, whereas Litecoin's been price suppressed for a handful of years.
Right.
So when the suppression breaks, I am fully confident that silver will do much better than any crypto because of the necessity. I mean, cryptos wouldn't even be around without silver because of electronic.
No, you're right. Technology,
cell phones and everything else.
The infrastructure.
So if we're truly looking at free fair market value trading in the near future, I would rather have. I mean, I want both, right? Because I see cryptos as the future and silver as a way to take out the banking cabal. And I mean, silver should be 1-to-1 with gold today, and I think it is probably working towards 1-to-1 as the takeout of the bad guys happens. I mean, it could happen overnight. We could just see a shutdown of the COMEX. That would do it right there. You wouldn't know the price of silver, but no one would give up their silver. So,
and this is the other thing. I was telling some of my friends to go buy silver, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, it's like $18 or $17," and I'm like. And then they went to go buy it, and they were like, "Why does it say $23 and $28?" And I was like, "Well, because you can't actually buy it for $18. That's the paper silver, and this is the education." And I then was thinking about the comparison of the Celsius thing and all that, where like they were telling them, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Which Bix, you called that one, totally called that one months ago. Nailed it on the head.
In February
on your channel
together. We were all together in Arizona, and you knew it was coming. And when they were promising those high returns, that it was like, where's that coming from? Where that math is not adding up, where's that coming from? And it's the same thing that when in the reverse, when they're trying to tell you that silver's $17 or $18, but then when you go try to have it physically in your possession, oh no, even that is still suppressed, but at $23 or $28 or whatever. Is that comparable?
It's a great lesson to learn about third parties.
Okay.
For example, Celsius. My big take with Celsius was, hey, you're having to deal with third parties here. Any third party takes away value from a crypto, no matter how much they pay you out. If you have to rely, the beauty of cryptocurrencies is that you don't have to rely on a third party. Now, there are types of cryptos that aren't really cryptocurrencies. They're more like businesses, platform type cryptos. And yes, third parties will be involved in those. And it probably actually is a security, not necessarily in the form that Gary Gensler wants it to be. But
if they can file bankruptcy, it's probably a security, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's a third party risk. And that's what I was screaming about. You have third party risk in anything, and that leaves you susceptible. If you have your crypto in your own possession and there's no third party involved, like Litecoin or Bitcoin or silver in your own possession, that's a different deal. And what you see on CNBC or the news or the newspaper, that silver's priced at $18. That's not silver. That is the price of a derivative contract staying on the COMEX derivative market with bankers buying and selling to each other to set the price that the world gets to look at. It should say silver derivative price is $18. And then that gets people to be asking, well, what's the price of silver? What a great question. You can go down to your local coin shop and find out the real price of silver is going to be $23, $24, $25. If you want to buy an Eagle, it's probably over $30.
Yep. Do you know the cost of production right now, Bix? I mean, what it takes to pull an ounce of silver out of the ground, especially with the fuel costs that have gone up so much? Right. I mean, it's got to be close, doesn't it?
The problem with determining the price of production in silver specifically is the vast majority of silver that's mined is mined as a byproduct of copper, of whatever. There's very few just solely silver mines. I hear the cost to pull it out of the ground, and each mine is different. Truthfully, they have different cost structures in different countries. It's much more expensive to mine in the USA than it is in Mexico, for example.
Yeah.
But I hear the average of silver producers is like 18 to $20.
And does
So
the
there you go.
cost
You're getting it for
of
nothing.
fuel with these oil prices going up, does that affect, or
Hugely.
would that affect the cost of silver, or does that
Well-
play
well,
into
We get
the
back
mining?
to the cost of mining. Yes, it doesn't affect the price of silver. The
Okay.
price of silver is determined on the COMEX. The physical market and mining and all that has nothing to do
Has nothing
with the
to do
COMEX.
with
There's
that.
over, I think yesterday they traded 400 million ounces of silver in a single day, and it takes a full year with thousands, tens of thousands of people working in the silver industry to mine that much silver. But the bankers and their criminal cohorts can trade that in a click of a mouse. So it's a big difference between what the guys like Jeffrey Christian of CPM Group just came out and said, he's having putting out a big report on why it's no big deal to have, 90% of the trades being banks trading back and forth to each other. He'd never admit that. I mean, there's guys right now admitting in court that they rigged the silver market, except Jeffrey Christian refuses to say anything about it.
What do you think about seeing BRICS, the BRICS system backing their system with gold and silver?
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a waste of time. If they want to trust each other, go for it. When this shit falls apart, no one's going to trust anybody. So you can't back a currency with anything unless it's fully redeemable upon presentation of that currency. And none of these countries are talking about that. What they're talking about is trying to create another false sense of security in a fiat money system. What it would take? It would take some trusted third party to go to each one of those countries to verify each bar of gold that they have. I mean, we know that isn't done. Nobody drills into gold bars.
So wouldn't that be a use case for Veritasium?
Veritasium is a standalone facilitator of peer-to-peer transactions. So you can do gold transaction peer-to-peer with Veritasium.
But it's still housed by somebody, right? Somebody's got to be a custodian in that situation, don't they? I mean, you got to have trusted custodians if you're trading these assets, because physically, it's impossible to do on a real-time basis.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when in dealing with gold and silver and cryptos, as soon as you introduce a third party, it weakens the standalone aspects of that currency. Veritasium is great if you're going to use it on an exchange that has criminals like the New York Stock Exchange, the bond market, the commodity markets.
Then it's the Truth protocol to get rid of that.
Yeah. Well, Veritasium is the solution to the problem of the regulators. And it was the regulators that took Reggie Middleton out of the game. Mm-hmm. But the problem of the regulators is they have crooks working on all sides of these transactions. If you implement Veritasium, it means you can't have high frequency trading. You'd have peer-to-peer transactions instead of having JP Morgan as the middleman of every single transaction that goes through SLV or the COMEX or the NYMEX, or the latest one is all the corn industry. The corn commodities those are priced on the COMEX now. You can have actual farmers dealing with actual people who are using the corn in their products with Veritasium. And will it happen? I don't know. But clearly the bad guys don't want Veritasium because it would have to introduce truth and honesty into the market.
Yeah.
So it would fix the existing system if you introduced it. However, if the existing system collapses, then you got to be your own bank with real assets. Isn't that kind of what it comes down to?
Well, yeah, but if you want to, I don't think it would. If Veritasium was introduced into the markets today, then the system would fall apart. The only reason the system is still up and running is the fraud and manipulation.
You'd clean out all the bad stuff, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, but then nobody's going to let that happen because they're so invested.
They'd blame Veritasium for the market crashing.
Right.
We need the markets to crash, and then if you want to restart markets in a similar way, you can introduce something like Veritasium peer-to-peer transactions that just takes the middleman out of the whole transaction.
So the funny thing is you can have all these corn futures, it can drive the price up. But, Lisa, where I live, Mitch and I, we can go over there and take all the corn we want physically. Right. Who's going to stop us from doing that? You know what I mean? That's what you get down to. It's like on paper, all this, you've got this and that. But unless you can physically go grab it and put it in your possession, I mean, it's just that the whole system doesn't work. And that's the whole problem. It's just that it's all artificial, it's all fake, and you're not transferring real value. It's just
pretend
all the
numbers.
rights to it.
All the farmers are pricing their corn based off what they hear happens on the COMEX derivative market.
They don't know. I mean,
regular price. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a scam.
So today you were talking about that the Chinese have stopped paying their
With Evergrande.
have stopped paying their mortgage payments.
Not all of them, but
not all of them. Many of the Chinese have stopped.
It's like doubling every day. It started at 100,000 and then it went to 200,000. Now I heard it's
in the millions.
400,000. Now it's in the millions.
Okay.
And this is payments on the way that Evergrande was working in China. One of the largest property developers in China was you pay up front for a condo they're building. And you get these cheap condos, but you got to pay up front and make mortgage payments. You own the property, but you make your mortgage payments to Evergrande. And now Evergrande is looking like they're not going to finish a lot of these properties. So people were still paying their mortgages. Now they basically have stopped. And it is, and as soon as people learn all throughout the world, I mean, we're about to go through a banking crisis with a collapse in the housing prices. There's no way around it. If the banks crash, your house is worth a hundredth of what it was before the bank.
Because nobody's got cash to buy the stuff.
Nobody has cash to buy it.
Based on this fiat garbage money.
So would anybody with negative equity in your house, the incentive not to pay your mortgage anymore and just squat is really high. And then you add on to that the fact that everybody's doing it, and then all of a sudden the banks are just gone. Yeah. Because they can't foreclose on the whole population.
Right.
Right.
Not enough sheriffs to come take your shit.
Exactly.
And the sheriffs are your neighbors.
Right.
So I mean,
and so you put the heat on them, and pretty soon.
To do
have a good old fashioned posse starting.
September, baby, September.
It's September 11th. That's when it's going to happen.
We're going to have some Friendsgiving. Yes.
September 11th is actually a Sunday, because I really think that the pain always starts with the bankers on September 11th, because it was such a gigantic thing that the bad guys pulled on the good guys.
That has to be some kind of
it happened in 2008. That was
the marker.
Yeah. I bet it's some spiritual holiday or ritual day or something.
Yeah. But I mean, we're in it now. It's happening now. It's going slowly. Will we see it in prices on the COMEX? I don't even know. They might just shut the COMEX down. They might click a mouse and set all prices to like minus $40 like they did with oil. They can do that. And when
I'll take it all.
You have to start thinking about it. It's like, holy shit. They can put whatever they want in there. These aren't real markets. Why do I even care if silver went down to 19, 18, 17, or $10? If I don't have it in my pocket, that's the key. Get it in your pocket. If you don't have your cryptos in your own possession, you can kiss them goodbye very soon.
Yes, definitely.
And that lesson has been learned with Celsius and Voyager.
I think wait till they pull the plug on the big one. They're going to pull the plug on Tether at some point. That's going to be their big excuse to slam everything down. Then the bankers will buy up as much as they can, and then it goes crazy, and we'll see what happens.
And isn't that part of a bigger plan to where they roll you into the CBDC, where they destroy these stable coins? And people are, I have of the mindset that people will be begging at that point for a coin that's backed by the full faith and credit of the government. The government will save us. All these coins that, went to zero, it can't go to zero if the government backs it, just like FDIC insurance. Oh, my money's safe in the bank. I got 100,000, 250, whatever it is now. I mean, and at that point, that's a perfect opportunity for them to roll it in and say, oh, this is the real stable coin. It's tied to the dollar, or the Amero, or whatever the hell they want to call it next.
You just explained the entire thing that they planned 2 years ago when they said, okay, we're gonna allow cryptos to let DeFi go crazy, let everybody do crazy deals. We're going to allow that to happen for a long time to get as many people as possible into this game. And then we're going to start talking about regulation and slamming the door here and there so that we have a huge crash and everybody begs for regulators to come in. This was a planned operation, just like 2017 was a planned operation to crush cryptos, just like the takedown of Mt. Gox was a planned operation. All this stuff is on purpose. And this is coming out of Gary Gensler, out of the SEC, the head of the Fed, the head of the Treasury, and the head of the CFTC. That's the working group on financial markets, and it's run out of the White House. And if there is a White House, this is all it's all part of the plan. They have like a 1,000, 2,000 page document on crypto regulation. It's been ready to go for a long time, and they're just waiting for that right moment.
Just like the Patriot Act, is ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
We never saw this coming, but boom.
3 weeks after 9/11, the Patriot Act gets signed. It's like, okay, how did this get in place?
Never saw it coming, Condoleezza Rice said, though. Never saw this coming.
A friend of mine said that they went into a phone store that has not iPhones, but the other kind of phones, like Android phones, and that there were hardly any phones in there. And they were wondering if it's getting close to rolling out those CBDCs, because just like the Obama phones, got sent out to everybody to
George W. Bush actually started those. Obama, just
really
bigger. Yeah, I mean, they're all criminals. They're all on the same team.
Well, I'm wondering if that's how the CBDC will roll out. Is they'll make sure everybody gets a phone, and here's your, we'll have for whatever reason, whether it's a power outage or a hack or Russian hack or a whatever.
It's Putin's fault.
And yeah, I'm sure it'll be Putin's fault. It'll be somebody's fault. And then you will be made whole through a CBDC. And here's your device or phone, or if you don't already have one, you go down to wherever and be made whole.
Wait in line, get your implant, get your chip, get your phone.
I don't see that happening.
You don't think so?
I think the opposite will happen. I think people will say, okay, our system has crashed because of the corruptness of our banks, our government, and our regulators. Those are not going to be the people deciding what our future money is. I think it'll be more organic. You can use gold and silver as money. You can use cryptos as money. There will be no more regulators. There'll probably be no more exchanges. It'll be an organic start. Was the plan all along. They call it a creative destruction event. What you're talking about with CBDCs is the plan of the World Economic Forum and the bad guys.
Okay, now you're getting all hopeful on me. I like it.
Well, no, it's just those are going to be the people who get strung up by we.
Okay. I like it.
People know that.
Well, so Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. Go look that up.
Right.
I mean, and just that's what they do. They create a problem, they get a reaction.
I just
and then, boom,
tweeted
here's
about
a solution.
that.
Patriot Act, here's a solution. CBDCs.
So many people have learned about the Federal Reserve, the evilness of unbacked fiat money. And you think about a CBDC, massively hyperinflated. I mean, one, they won't have a blockchain that has a limited amount of coins. That's not the way these guys work. But number two, that's a new currency they're adding to the current currencies. That's just more hyperinflation.
That they can completely control and shut off like a water spigot. I mean, do whatever they want to it.
Well,
control your life massively.
Who is trustworthy right now in government? Is there anybody that's trustworthy in government? I like
Thomas Massey out of Kentucky. I think he's a decent
guy.
There's a few representatives.
Paul. Well, yeah, there are one or two, but remember, to implement a monetary system, everybody has to agree.
Yeah, we got to.
And they're not going to get the agreement. The left, if it's a Republican idea, the left won't like it. If it's a left idea, the right won't like it. If it's a rich and poor thing, right now, one of the biggest problems is the misallocation of wealth. I mean, the rich have 99% of the wealth, and the poor have pretty much what they're allowed to have. And I'm not a socialist at all, but I do believe that the system is so fucked up right now that we do need a creative destruction event to destroy it. A one-time thing, destroy everything was the plan that Greenspan had back in the 60s when he created electronic money. Destroy it all and then start fresh. Allocate money, what Greenspan's idea was, according to Social Security balances. Give everybody something and then allocate money, as in gold and silver as money, in terms of how much you paid into the system before. It's the fairest of a situation where it's impossible to be fair.
But
allocate
it won't be gold and silver.
But won't it? But though, isn't that the road?
It has to be gold.
Theory,
It
it'd be
has
more
to be
gold,
gold
wouldn't
and
it? Because
silver.
we've got the gold locked up for this purpose expressly, don't
Well,
we?
mainly because it's the only thing we have on the books from our Constitution. I mean, there will be no
That's
deciders,
true.
but we do have a Constitution. We can go back to that and say, oh my God, we've been warned by so many people that this would happen, that everybody would lose everything they have, especially with the derivative implosion through what's going on right now. Jamie Dimon increased JP Morgan's derivative by 10 trillion, from 49 trillion to 60 trillion, 49.9 to 60 trillion in the first quarter. They know what's about to blow, and nothing can survive that.
What did you think of the picture of CZ from Binance with Jamie Dimon this week? Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
CZ's controlled by the Chinese government, so
it just gave me the creeps.
What about the new guy at the Fed? The head regulator within the Federal Reserve was a consultant for Ripple.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what they want. They want
the revolving door.
Pretend that they're changing the system by keeping the system going.
Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. There's a song, right?
That's what Sean said basically about that's what Satoshi Sean said about that picture of CZ and Jamie Dimon. He goes, and it was at Versailles, taken at Versailles, and he goes, basically, you could take that picture and go back hundreds and hundreds of years, and it would be two different guys standing in the same place. That just here's the controllers. And here's the next two guys that are controlling the money. And I was just like, oh.
And Dick Algar told us this would happen, right? Right, Bix?
Oh, yeah. It hasn't come true yet.
But I can't wait for the moment that the viewers saw Congress
losing power.
Puking
and going out. Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Like Cliff says, careful what you ask for. I mean, that will bring up so many other problems that you'll be saying, oh, my God. We live in a nanny state. We always have. Yeah. We've been taken care of. No matter how much we hate our captors, we rely on them for pretty much everything.
Yeah. How many people are getting money from the government? Social Security?
Yeah.
I mean, all the
die-off of the amount of no food. I mean, how long can people last without? There'll be no food when the banks go down. There's no way to transact. There's no more anything. I mean, it all gets evaporated.
Just the not being able to transact. I can't remember where it was. And when we were talking about it, maybe it was last week. It was somewhere that they said there was food in the stores, but because the banks were closed down, people couldn't transact to buy the food.
And think if the power grid goes down, what happens? You can't buy gas, you can't buy food. Nobody knows what to even take as a form of money because they don't even know the $2 bill's money at this point.
We are literally, we go through that in many forms these days. When the power goes down, you go to the store. It's like we can't do anything because our
the food just sits there.
Don't work. Yeah.
And the gas pumps don't work. They can't pump gas without electricity to run the pump to fuel the. So I think, I've been waiting for this for so long that, I love your optimism, Lisa, that it's going to happen in September.
You're with me, though. You're with me.
Of course I'm with you. I'm with you 100%, but I also have been through it so many times when it should have crashed. And
I understand.
The closest we got was September 11th, 2008. We were literally 2 or 3 hours away from that happening, that very thing happening. And that's when Congress even voted for it to happen. They rejected
They did the first time they voted against it. And then
stock market went down 75%, and then all of a sudden everybody said, "Okay, well, we're just kidding. Flood the system with money," and that's why we're living through the pain we are today. Is people have been so afraid to end the game, and
this is where I got into it with a friend of mine who I really respect, and his wife was on Trump's campaign. Very close with him and all this. And I was like, and then he was supporting this person who's in office here locally. And I was like, no, she just voted something that's unconstitutional. And he's like, they have to, because they have to keep it going. And I'm like, no, it's unconstitutional. let it break. Let the system break. And he's like, no. He's like, Lisa, it has to keep going.
Nobody can.
And I'm like, no, it's
They can't hit the red button,
Walk
can
away
they?
from
Catherine
it.
Austin
It is
Fitts.
broken.
Yeah. Nobody wants to push it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to push the red.
They want to keep letting a broken system keep going. And I'm like, but then you are being like, at some point.
But it's so painful though, Lisa.
Being an enabler of a sick person. You are feeding a drug addict. Exactly.
But they need that life support. They want to keep going another day because the pain, and you got into it yesterday with Ben, freedom, how painful it is and how responsible you have to be. Most people aren't ready for that. They're not ready for the amount of freedom that they'll have and what they'll have to do and what that means.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big burden.
But then we live in a sick society. And look at what it's doing to our children. Look at what it's doing to all of us.
Medicine.
And at what point have we said enough?
Oh, I've been there, Vix. You've been there. I mean, it's like, bring it on.
I had a discussion with Penny about, Penny Kelly has been, studying this stuff for so long. She's moved beyond the financial system, all that. She's been studying how food and growing your own food and the exchange of energy between you and the plant, and the plants actually, because they're involved with you, intertwined with your whole person, makes things within that food specifically for your body to fix it.
Yes. We had this discussion. All right, my buddy Mitch is sitting here right now. He lives across the street. He lived across the street from me now, and he put in a garden. He was out weeding it, and we walked over there, and we're looking at it, and he's like, man, look at these things growing, because he's loving on it, and he's pulling the weeds. He's doing all this stuff. And then I said, hey, look at that. That's some personal.
Is that him?
Yeah, he's over here. But I mean,
this is somebody else. This is Dr. McDaniel, who's going to come on Monday. This is my friend who is it's exactly what you're talking about, that we're getting into nutrition and all this. That's Mitchie.
Hi, buddy. Love you.
That's Mitchie. Go check out his Motivational with Mitch on YouTube.
I thought that was Mitch in his Chippendale outfit when you lifted up the book.
That's a Mitchendale outfit.
We don't talk about that.
No. We don't talk about that.
That's just for Halloween. That's just.
I know.
But like you said, Lisa, that book, what it is, it's all about, we're so if people would go back to the Romantic poets, to bring my literature background out, but the Romantic poets in England, what they talked about was being close to nature and understanding, because nature is really the fingerprint of God. I mean, it's his artwork. And when you're close to it, when you understand it, when you're vibing with it, when you're in that zone with it, it will produce what you need. And an example this week I was talking about, I mean, there's these weeds that so many people, dandelions, everybody thinks they're weeds, but they're very nutritious. Everybody sprays them. But what comes up in your yard, and I really have this philosophy, this thinking that the earth will produce what you need. Just like you're talking about with the plants, it's going to give you the nutrition that you need. And we went out into his garden, and I said, hey, look at that. You know what that is? I don't know what that is. I said, that's purslane. Go look up what purslane is. It grows up as a weed. But I said, you better eat some of that, because the earth's like putting it up in your face. Eat some of that because it's very nutritious for you. And I think everything that we have is right in front of us. It's all right there. And if we just pay attention to it, I mean, God provides,
and then
nature
your
provides.
body heals itself.
Exactly, because like you said, like you're going with it, Lisa, with the doctor, it's like the body, we heal ourselves. It's just that we've been inundated with all this poison, all this toxin, because they want to keep us away from that knowledge, keep us away from that ability, so that we can't live 969 years old like Methuselah. We can't live, long like we're supposed to live. They want to keep us dumbed down. They want to keep us weak. They want to keep us dependent. And you just, look inside, because it's all there. It's all, the truth is inside. I mean, it's all right here, right in front of you. If we just step back and say, you know what, I don't care anymore. This whole system can die. This illusion, this cardboard cutout scene, let it fall. We'll be fine. Push the red button.
And there's been all these documentaries about mushrooms and the connectedness of the earth, and the how like it's all basically like the collective consciousness, and how it's all this network of knowing. And then once we get to that collective consciousness and we're all connected, I was just like, oh my gosh, of course they don't want us knowing this. Of course they want us to think that these are evil and poison. And of course they want us to not, use plants. And then if you go back to, I'm at the Team Mighty event. I'm trying to get, so my friend that is on the board for Team Mighty, he's my hippie cowboy friend that you guys are going to meet, Ken Reese. He's got a friend that comes and helps him at the farm, and he's Native American. His name's Daniel, and he has a group of Native American dancers that perform all over Oklahoma, and they were trying to get permission from the event center to let them do a welcoming ceremony for us there at the event center.
Why do they need permission?
Because they're on their property, and their ceremonial outfits are very big. They can't be inside. It's too big for inside the building. So we would have to be outside the building, and the dances and stuff take up a lot of space. And so we'd have to be taking up a whole nother space.
Wow.
And
are they worried someone would be standing in that spot?
Yeah, that's usually where they have like cornhole and hammocks.
Trying to control the land again, taking it away from the Native Americans.
Controlling the land and whatever. So I was like, can I please? I'm like, I will pay for the performance, and this is like a welcoming blessing. I want my friends to experience this for Oklahoma.
Just show up.
Just please let me have this gift for my friends and whatever. And anyway, so hopefully we're going to get permission to allow this. But Daniel and I were talking about all this with the land and the healing. Now I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
We're moving into a time.
Yes.
We don't have to ask permission anymore.
Yes, and that the Indians have been using. They know that the land has been poisoned and whatever, and that we have everything that we need, and they're going to be showing us again about how to heal ourselves and heal the land again, and that we have everything that we need, and that God, the universe, gave us everything we need. So I think we're going back there, all of that. So
I agree. I have a lot of Native American spirit guides, supposedly, that every psychic I've ever talked to says that you've got all this Native American energy behind you. It might be having something to do with the land in the Grand Canyon is mostly Navajo. It's part of the Navajo where all the gold is, and it's true. I've gotten over the gold in the Grand Canyon. I'm more about the interior of the canyon. It's literally the 7 cities of Cibolo is in the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
And it's not about the gold. It's about there's spiritual awakening
treasures, right?
Amazing
I get
treasures of beauty and love and technologies within the canyon that could be unleashed for mankind to use in a good way. And it's not money, and it's bigger than money.
So what's his name? Gene Ho just made an announcement the other day that the George magazine is back online again. Yep.
So do you think he's alive, or do you think
he's coming back? He's coming back, baby.
Sure he is. Yeah. Okay. He used multiple times in his interview. He kept saying, my currency is not that I'm a great photographer, but that they trust me, that with confidentiality, that I would travel with these people, or I would do the photography or whatever, and I'd be in these situations with them, very intimate situations, and things would happen and whatever, and then they know they were safe with me, and I didn't disclose things, whatever, and my currency, and going back to collective consciousness, whatever, and moving forward in the world, we all worry about am I going to pick the right thing, that when we move into this next reality, when the dollar dies and we're in this next environment, did I pick the right thing? Was Bitcoin going to go to the moon and I picked Bitcoin and I'm going to be rich, or I'm going to be okay? Or did I pick silver and silver is going to be the thing? Did I pick the winner or whatever? What if we are the currency?
Correct. It's just brought us together. It was just a tool to bring the real energy together.
Yes, because when we all come together, when we realize that we are the currency, when collective consciousness, when we understand that humanity is what, when we love each other and we value each other and we say, well, you know, bartering is that, hey, I need something, or I have knowledge, you have knowledge, we can share with each other. We are currency, and we value humanity and stop throwing little babies away and people away, and we love old people and, you know, value each other in the community, then we are the currency.
I'm chomping at the bit, because look at the documentary that the Road to Ruta just put out, because that underscores exactly what you're talking about, Lisa. Bringing those people together, and when that's why, Bix, you're probably so invigorated to go on the road again, because of that energy, because of bringing that frequency together, that energy together, the people that come together, because that is the new world. That's where we have to be. And bringing these like-minded people that are really, you know, we're like-minded, you know, for ancient times, you know, coming back together and reconnecting. And crypto is just one way that's brought us together. Silver's brought us together. Ultimately, when we come together, there's nothing we can't do. Nothing we can't do. We give power to everything.
And the amazing thing about the truth of what you guys are saying, it also shows why they have been trying to divide us.
Correct.
Why the left says don't believe anything the right says, and the right says don't believe anything the left says. My take on the road is we're all Americans, and if you're not an American, that's fine. You know, you're free to go to your own country and live there, but as an American, I accept everybody for who they are. I expect individuals. I literally beg individuals to be who they are, because that's the best expression of America.
Yep.
And
be that person you were born to be. Don't be ashamed of it. Trust yourself and just do it. Get out there and do it. Don't lead a life of quiet desperation and living, because these dogs don't live a life of quiet desperation. They just live, baby. They're just out there. We gotta live like a dog.
We have so much more power together than we do separated, and they know that. These criminals who run our lives know that. That's why they try to separate us. Together, they have no shot. They have no chance. China's starting to figure that out with their, you know, stop paying the mortgage. I bet you now there's 10 or 20 million people who have just said, screw it. If he's not going to pay, I'm not going to pay. And they're all stopping. Stop your involvement. I mean, Jeff Berwick says this all the time at the Anarchapulco conferences. They just came out. HBO has a documentary on the Anarchapulco phenomenon, the first episode of a 6-episode thing. And I'm watching.
Are they going to have another one?
I was there. They have them every year. They go
on.
I
thought they didn't have one last year.
They do. You can go there. You know, there's a couple hundred people, and then it's a lot of it's virtual and type of stuff. But yeah, they keep having it every year.
We went with you in 2020, but we didn't go again since. Because of
watch the documentary, because you might be in it.
Look out. Hey, speaking of events, and we're watching the Road to Ruta, you know, the road show in the background here. Litecoin Summit, you know, the 2 Litecoin Summits that were in the past. You had an event the night before. Are you going to do something this year for the Litecoin Summit?
Oh,
is there October 20th and 21st this year? They got it scheduled in Las Vegas.
My birthday weekend.
Yeah, it's Lisa's birthday on one of those days. She's going to be the big.
When did they announce this? How did I know?
I don't know. You know, it's Twitter. It's Twitter.
We've been talking about it. They have been talking about it on the foundation Twitter.
Okay.
Bix doesn't get on Twitter. You don't need no stinking Twitter.
I'm not.
Go follow Road to Ruta on Twitter.
We could have a birthday party for me.
I agree. Let's talk about that.
Think about that one, because that'd be pretty cool to keep that tradition going. That's a great event.
Economic Ninja's in the chat, and he was wanting to come hang out with some of our Litecoin fam group and meet a bunch of our friends in Vegas too. So
I love the ninja. These dogs are gonna kill me. Hey,
I know.
If I could pick one up and hold it, that'd be
fun.
So,
hey, everybody out there, get your tickets to the road show. We start on Sunday. And I just got the RV. The RV has been having air conditioner problems, so
oh no,
it's back.
Come on, man.
Fine. If I plug it in, the air conditioner works fine. Otherwise, it's like shoddy.
So I was talking with Charlie about the different days. I was looking at the roadshow date.
I'll be in St. Louis for sure on the 30th.
You're
I'll
going
be
to St.
there.
Louis.
Woo,
Okay.
woo.
Bitcoin Ben's going to be there. It's
Yep.
going to be a hoot. We just got
Mitch is coming with me. We got the Digibug fixed. It's hitting the road.
we got the site just locked in, and it's on the website now, so you can get your tickets. And
Yep.
I
I just posted it on my website. There's a link out
Oh,
there
nice.
where you can go do it. And so, I mean, $25. I mean, it's an absolute, just an amazing event. Supports VIX, maybe pays for the gas to get you to the next event. That's about it.
Well, I got Andy Scheckman to sponsor our gas bill, which is amazing.
Oh, that's
good.
awesome.
Yeah. We got 2 RVs, and I mean, last time it was ridiculous, and this time it's like twice as much. Although there's no such thing as inflation, according to.
Well, it's only 9.1 VIX. You know, even though you're paying double for the gallon.
Well, I
gas.
think
So
I'm going to.
9.1, everything. Then they went down list.
Yeah,
Gas
there's no
bill,
way it's
50%.
9.1.
I mean, that's horrific. But you know, it's
Where
like
does
90%.
9.1 come from? It's ridiculous.
No, they're making stuff up. I think I'm going to come up to the Kansas City event.
I heard that. I'm very
as
excited.
well. I talked to Joshy and Paigey, and they told me kind of the details on all that. So that's about 5 hours from me.
Don't worry about it. Could you give me
You
some
ever
ice?
notice
That's
that-
more important.
Lisa, you add a Y to all of our names. I mean, Amy has a Y.
I
Josh
love
Amy-
you guys.
West Woody? No, she didn't say that.
No,
That
I
didn't
don't
work.
say that. That doesn't sound right.
No.
I love it. It's endearing.
I have nicknames for everybody because I love them.
Freaking
I love all our peeps, and I can't get enough of spending time with you guys. And I'm so grateful, and I'm
Other
so
dates,
grateful.
Come out on other dates. Are you guys gonna RV with us?
I do not have an RV.
I got a Digibug.
You can rent.
There's so much room.
Yeah, you can rent.
Litecoin's $50. You know, I got to put all my money in
Yeah.
Litecoin. I
I
can't afford
rent
an
an
RV. Right
RV.
now. I got these dogs to contend with.
I'm gonna kick those dogs
Mitch.
out of the room.
Here we
Mitch,
go.
Uncle
Mitch,
Mitch.
take care of the dogs. He's
It's supposed to be
There we go.
dog
There's
sitting.
Tilly.
There you go. My dog
Tilly.
just came in and nice and quiet.
How's Buddy doing?
Walked away.
I'm trying. I'm being nice.
Help me, help me.
He's
Uncle
bar backing.
Mitch is supposed to be. Oh, okay, he's bar backing. So
Hey, give me one of those little cigars.
we'll see everybody at. Let's see here. I've got the wrong page. Wrong page. Where am I? Where'd I go? Oh, I'm lost.
There's only one page, and she comes with Josh. at all
She's
these events.
Paigey and Joshy.
Josh.
Then we've got Team
Awesome.
Mighty. This is the big deal, the big weekend, the wrap up. Speaking of the road show, the road show is going to wrap up. You guys end up in Oklahoma City,
That drawer.
August 5th.
Yep.
We've got
In one of those
Bitcoin
tins.
Ben
In
is
the drawer.
coming.
In the drawer.
Westwood
those
for a
tins.
minute.
That's gonna be that's gonna be a big
She
one. We're
can't be
doing.
quiet.
We're gonna be our dog. My dog just walked in. He's big now. You won't believe how big he is.
Really, Buddy
Here he
got
comes.
big.
Here he comes. Oh my God.
Buddy to the
Can't even
rescue.
hear him. Look,
No.
she's trying to hide.
Hi, Amy. Hi. I can't wait to see Amy too. And I'm gonna have Amy cook at my house.
Yeah. Get your yearly allotment of vegetables.
That's all right. Yeah, I'll make sure I'll get a list from her when you guys come to Oklahoma City.
She needs to make some guacamole.
I'll
Make
get
some
a
awesome
shopping
fresh
list.
Great to
guacamole.
see you guys.
Yes, I cannot wait to see you.
Why are you in on this conversation?
Yeah, get up in here.
She's got out of the pool and is not
I
present.
gotcha.
Been working
Mm.
hard.
Well, you think I'm presentable?
working
I show
hard
up
all
like
day.
this every
My
Friday.
head off.
Sweating your ass off. Okay.
Sweating her ass off. That's
Good
what
to
I
know.
need to be doing.
I need to sweat my gut off.
Yeah, I'm with you. Jeez,
Damn, dude.
what do you do? I
Well-
turned 58, so I have an excuse. I'm an old man.
All right.
You're
got me
just
by a
getting
few years.
started. You know,
I know I am. That's
we
a
are.
fact.
We're all just getting started. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a great time.
I'm
So
looking forward to it. That's it.
Friday night, we've got Bitcoin Ben is now coming. We've
Yep.
got Johnny Litecoin, The Public Awakening, Greg Lang from
Jenny
Rivet
Moonstone.
is coming. We've got, which I do the World Blockchain Roundtable with him on Thursday mornings.
Jenny's going to be there both days.
Jenny Moonstone's going to be there for the whole weekend. Nana is threatening to come. I'm telling her I will come get you and pick you up and bring you back. And so we're hoping Nana's
I
coming.
saw Nana's name show up on ticket sales, so she bought a ticket.
So I told her I will
Well, the
take
thing
care
is,
of
if
all
you
that.
can't come, buy a
She
ticket.
doesn't
It's a
need
great
to do that.
donation.
That's true.
Right.
And then she sent me a text saying, because it's under some different name or something. And I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I got you.
All right. That's sweet. Okay.
Will Nana take a ride in the back seat of the Digibug? Well, actually, she can sit in the front. We'll put
Yeah.
Mitch in the back. We'll pick her
Careful,
up.
careful. Nana's ready to go to the back seat.
Yeah. You guys be nice. That's my mother.
She's a party girl.
Nana, can you drive? We're going to be in the back drinking
Nana has
gin,
a good time.
tonics.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Paigey is in the house. Paigey will be here.
Mm-hmm.
And just so many people are going to be. Mitch is going to be here.
This is the kind of fun that you have, though. I mean, this is the kind of
Public.
fun that you have. You know, when people come
Johnny
together like this.
Litecoin. I'm trying to think. I know Jim and Tom from the chat are going to be here. Javi's going to be here from the chat. We've got, I've got some other people from my Patreon that sent me messages that are going to be here. I don't want to tell their name in case they don't want to be public, but
there you go.
Really excited
don't
about
forget,
it.
Buy tickets to the Lisa event. You got to go to her website.
Got to go to both. Make it a weekend. Go to Litecoin. Hey, put the link, that Eventbrite link, Lisa,
link below.
Put it on the on your website.
It's in the description. And I do need to put it on my website. I'll put
because I was looking at it today and I was trying to link to it and I was like, "What's the link to the Eventbrite?" Anyway,
sorry,
put
guys,
it on your website.
And I need to. There's also
.net.
There's a Telegram group that I've started for everybody that's coming to the event. I've shared that in the Bitcoin Ben Telegram group as well, so everybody can kind of make plans if you're coming to the event for the weekend. Because, like I said, there's that river sport thing where you can like do whitewater rafting and all kinds of stuff, and then there's shopping and there's like a river walk downtown. There's all kinds of stuff. So if you guys want to get together with people, and
I heard there was a rodeo.
There is there's you can ride a bull.
I heard there was a rodeo in town or something.
Oh, the rodeo might be in town that weekend. I don't know. I'll have to check. Oh. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so go for the weekend. Show up. Yeah, it's a 5-day event. So go for the weekend. I mean, Friday night you got Bix, and the road show, not Happy Hour Road Show, but the Road to Rooter Road Show. I know.
You guys will be doing the happy hour right before it. Huh?
Drinking too much, I don't even know where I'm at anymore. Yeah. So, but then on Saturday, go to the Team Mighty event. I mean, make it a weekend. There's all kinds of stuff to do. Oklahoma, Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, is the only state in the union that has, in the last election, every county was red in the whole state. Is that right?
I believe so.
I think every county in Oklahoma went red, even with the rigging.
Yeah, they couldn't rig it enough, and
they can't
rig for red. Rig for red. Is this Oklahoma or STL? No, Oklahoma City. Yes.
Oklahoma
OKC.
City,
Yeah.
St. Louis is different, and that's Mitch's going to be there.
That's where we're going to be for sure.
Are you pulling Mitch down?
Mitch is definitely coming to St. Louis. Sweet. And then I've got some things I got to manage for the Oklahoma City thing. I got to shuffle around. The Digibug's going to hit the road, though. Woo! One way or the other. It's going.
The road, Jack.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When he's all ready to hit the road, when he's all tuned up and sleeping in an RV for a month at my age.
You gotta love it.
Good times.
It is good times. It's changing the world, man.
Silent auction items. I know Road to Ruta was putting together a whole package. Bitcoin Ben's got a package for me that he's putting together. I've got NFTs from Greg Lang.
There's a really cool hat you want to bid on too.
There's a really cool, another one that's a little different with a picture.
One of one.
And a book that goes with it. I've got Nana was donating a watch from the Estradas. And
Coin Vigilantes. Go check out Coin Vigilante to get your Bitcoin and Litecoin watches.
And they still might come. I was talking to them too.
They're wanting us to come in September. We got to talk about that too. Going to the Cincinnati, Dayton area for a road show, a happy hour road show.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
And Ninja and I were talking about doing a meetup maybe in with some of the crew maybe in November. So.
On the left coast.
Or
somewhere else.
Is that the left coast? I don't know.
He lives on the left coast with Bix, I think.
Yoo-hoo.
No, he wants to do it on the East Coast.
He wants to get the hell out of there. He wants to go east.
Yeah.
I love the West
That might
Coast.
be the New Jersey meetup.
Something
like that.
I plan on changing the West Coast. That's my motto here, living behind enemy lines. And
brother,
wake up.
I'm with you.
a
100%
release of the truth. Americans are Americans at the end of the day. When they know they've been lied to, they're going to be pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's why
think
everybody says,
you
why
are
you
the
living in
coffee
Illinois?
bean in the
Same
water.
thing.
You can change the
I'm
water
the coffee
around
bean in
you.
the water.
Yes, I believe that for sure. So you guys check out the Team Mighty event in Oklahoma City. Please get your tickets and join us there. It's going to be
And
an
this is all
amazing
tax
evening.
deductible, isn't it? Because, you know,
Yeah,
this is
it's a 501c3, so you will be able to write that off.
and so if you can't go, make a donation, buy a ticket. You know, we can always donate it to somebody else if you can't make it. At least
we've got a lot of
supports.
People. Yeah, Bix is going to be performing. Greg's going to be performing. I know.
If there's a rodeo, I'll dress up like a
Carol's
clown and perform.
Yeah, we're going to put Westwood on the bull to perform. Yeah. Oh,
practice
Ron
on the scooter.
Wisniewski is coming to be at
Is he?
both. Yeah.
Nice. Ron's
They
our
have
road
been-
warrior. He comes to he's got the gold star for the
Super
meetups.
loyal. Yeah.
They've come to so many meetups that we've
He's
done.
been a great supporter. I really appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So Westwood, you gonna do a Spaces tonight?
Oh, should I? Do you want to do a Spaces? If we can get Bix to join in. You ever do Spaces? Okay,
Twitter
so
Spaces?
on Twitter, what you can do, you can have a forum. Not a video, it's just an audio thing to where anybody can come in and the speaker.
And
you
we
can
do
add
not record
speakers.
them.
No, you don't record them. But you can add speakers, you know, if they raise their hand, they want to speak. And, you know, we just have a dialogue, a conversation, you know, an open forum. And it's pretty cool. I mean, it really is because you can talk about all kinds of different things. We get into Sasquatches. We get into, you know, the fake moon landings and all that stuff.
It gets late and people
late and we drink more, and the next thing
The
you know, we're
inappropriate
talking about
thing.
like everything that, you know, we would talk about. If Bix would ever come to Westwood, you know, we would talk about sitting at the, you know, outside.
I'm dying to come. It sounds like if I came, I wouldn't leave, I think.
You might not.
You would love
the
it.
RV will run wiring. You'll be able to hook it up. You know, you'll be sitting out there.
I don't need to hook anything up. That's completely
That's true. It's solar. I'll put you. We got full southern exposure, so you have sunlight all winter. You know,
Nice.
be good to go.
Next year, I swear.
Never know. We might have another one this
Have
year.
you got the date for next year yet?
I have, and we'll have to talk offline about that. But I do have the date. And
Right.
it's not on Father's Day weekend.
Send me the date. Send me the date.
All right.
I'll ink it into the calendar.
I know, because I got to book you a long time in advance. He's an important guy. He's going places.
we got things to do.
Love Bix.
Well, Bix, you and Amy and the Road to Rooter crew, I appreciate you guys so much. And I can't wait to celebrate you at the Team Mighty event and celebrate my dad as the warrior. You guys have all just done so much and changed so much of my family and our history and our future and the legacy of our family. So I can't wait to share all that with everybody and share the stories.
Lisa, you make it easy to, I mean, the amount of work you do for charities, it makes me, I know giving you the money would do so much better than giving it to any other charity on the planet. And the Mighty Mia charity, absolutely, you know, Toby and Mia are up there just dancing and singing. And bravo to you for like starting it and continuing it. And even though the IRS makes you jump through hoops, I think it's extremely important. And yeah, anytime you need it, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So you guys get there, be a part of this, be a part of what we're doing next. I'm really excited about it. I've gotten some more information about what we're doing, and Mom and the Road to Rooter crew are going to be, they've set the standard. My dad has given us a lot of guidance, and we are moving this thing forward. We're going to be helping more people, and crypto and the truth is going to be leading the way. So
we're all energy. Energy never dies, and we're going to continue this fight. And we'll go on and on and on. What's the song? You know, the Highwayman. That's it right there. It's never gonna end. We're gonna keep going, and coming back. We're gonna keep fighting the battles. We're gonna keep doing the things we need to do to raise humanity up to that frequency where we need to be, where we once were. That's why we're here.
That's right.
Get to a roadshow event, roadtorooter.com. Click on the roadshow link at the top. Get your tickets. Get there. Get to the Team Mighty event August 6th. Spend the weekend in Oklahoma City, August 5th and 6th. I mean, seriously, you cannot. You got to be a part of this energy. You got to be a part of this change.
Below. We will see you guys there. Take care. Hi, everybody. I am Litecoin Lisa. You guys also know me as Lisa Mighty Davis, and that name came from my amazing daughter, my Mia. We have a family foundation, and we honor her life every year. And this year, we are going to be having an event, the Team Mighty Freedom event, Freedom Celebration, and we are honoring a champion and a warrior this year. And Xweir and the Road to Ruta crew are our champions. And my dad, my pops, is our warrior this year. We're asking you to come join us in Oklahoma City. You can get your tickets if you go to team22.eventbrite.com, and you'll learn more there. So you guys join us in Oklahoma City. Come to my hometown and hear about freedom and the inspiring story of Mighty Mia. We'd love to see you there.